Willie D Live.
What's up, family? King of the Hill voice actor Jonathan Joss, who voiced the character John Redcorn, was fatally shot by his neighbor. Police have identified that neighbor as Sigfredo Alvarez Sega. He is in custody. I ain't got no problem with that, but I do have a problem with all of this neighborly violence. What the hell is going on in America? Backstory. Police say they got a call about Jonathan. Well, they got a call about someone being shot. And when the paramedics got to the scene, they found Jonathan alongside the road, and it was too late, he was gone. This guy, Sega, he fled the scene. They caught up with him and made the arrest. They booked him for murder. The investigation is ongoing. So check this out. I don't know what's going on, family. I don't know, is it attributed to the uptick in political rhetoric, or is it just America is doomed? I don't know. You know, everybody's high strung, everybody mad. I ain't talking about regular mad. Everybody just every day mad, mad, mad. And it's not just in San Antonio where this happened. It's all over. It's all over America. Neighbors are killing each other. Family members are killing each other. You got road rage. People are out of control. If anybody thinks that you cut them off or you're a little too close to them, they just lose their minds. And let me tell you something, fam. There was a time when I was a little hot-headed while driving, but I was a damn teenager. That's right, even me. I, as a teenager, had enough sense to know that, man, you don't know who's in that car. You don't know what that person got going on. You are rolling the dice when you start doing that yapping and throwing up that bird and pulling up on the side of somebody, screaming and stuff, man. I get it, fam. We all got pride. And so when somebody says something insulting or offensive to us, the natural thing to do would be to act in kind. But oftentimes, that can get your head peeled back. See, one thing that I've noticed over time is usually outside of the internet, when somebody acts tough, talks tough, they're usually ready. They're ready for you. They usually have a weapon. And so if all you got is that mouth, you're probably gonna get laid down. And even if you got your weapon, you're not guaranteed to get off first. And even if you get off first, you're not guaranteed to not get hit in return. And even if you get hit in return and survive, you might still end up having to do a life sentence, because guess what happens? Oftentimes, prosecutors pick these type of cases up, they file charges, and they crank it up. Because in their mind, we cannot have lawlessness unless you are a lawman. And you can do what you want to do. But the rest of y'all, man, y'all gotta stand in line, man. You can't just be shooting somebody because you don't like what they said or they don't comply. You know, you don't like what they do. You can't just be shooting people. So you're going to jail. And people don't think about that because they be in the moment. When you're in the moment, there's no telling what you might say or do. There are so many people out here that lacks basic understanding. They lack basic conflict resolution skills. In this country, it is way too easy to get killed. I mean, people kill for little or nothing. I mean, easily just kill. Kill. Even in relationships. Instead of trying to work it out, as soon as one of these youngsters run into a wall, they ready to kill something. As soon as somebody don't act like they want them to act, hell, you ain't even got to be in a relationship. You can just reject the person. Just be like, nah, I don't want to talk. I got a boyfriend. I got a husband. No, I don't. And you might find yourself on the pavement. Uncivilized mutts are running rampant. But let's get back to the neighbor, because that's where you're going to spend most of your time usually. Most of your time is usually going to be spent at home. So if you're going to be at your home address most of the time, that's where you lay your head. You got to have peace. You want peace. And if you come to the understanding that the environment that you're in is not conducive to peace, it's time to move around. But oftentimes, you can get an understanding with your neighbor. All you got to do is approach that neighbor with respect instead of the same energy that neighbor has. Because keep in mind, the neighbor is used to acting like an uncivilized mutt. The neighbor is used to turning up. They're used to somebody coming and knocking on their door. Hey, turn the music down. They've lived in many places, many apartments and stuff. So they're used to people doing this type of stuff. And you got some people who are just professional noise makers. They are professional disruptors. Everywhere they go, it's a problem. So they got all of the language down. They know how to circumvent the law. When the police come, they know how to turn it down and be very respectful. As soon as the police leave, before they can get up the street, they blast it right, they turn it right back up. Now you mad because, you trying to lay your head, you might be trying to get some rest because you got to go to work in the morning, whatever, and you mad. Now you want some revenge. So what you do? Turn your music up. Now it's a battle of the fools. Or you go over there and try to confront them. And then you end up getting your head knocked off. This happens. If they were to post the stats, but I don't think anything would really change, because for some reason, people have a short memory when it comes to retribution. Like when it comes to retribution, they have a very short memory of how things could turn out, right? Even the youngsters in the streets, they have a very short memory of how things can turn out. They could kill somebody and go to jail for the rest of their life. They could get killed, and it happens often, but it continues to happen nevertheless. It's crazy. It's the weirdest thing. But when it comes to neighbors, I've had to deal with this a couple of times myself. I've used the hyper-aggressive method, and I've also used the finesse method. And I'm telling you, the finesse method is way more effective, because the way I operate is whatever outcome that I want, my actions, I try to make sure that my actions are consistent with the outcome that I want. If the outcome that I want is not to end up in jail or end up killing somebody or end up in a graveyard for dealing with this situation, then I'm not going to do anything that's consistent with that, right? So if I have a situation with a neighbor, let's just say I got a neighbor that pulls up and they got I was about to say something about a motorcycle, but that's that's not as common. I'll give you something common. Noise, right? They make a lot of noise. Ding dong ding. Or maybe I'll wait till I see him in the yard or something. Yo, what's up, man? Man, y'all be over there jamming, man. What kind of music y'all listening to over there? You know, oh, I heard the song. Woo woo. Yeah, man. Hey, you know, hey, you mind turning it down some though, man? You know, like around this time, you know, I mean, you know, look, man, I be gone around this time. Y'all can turn it up, but when I come back, man, I be trying to get me a little rest, man, so I go to work, man. You mind turn it down just a little bit. Now, in the back of your mind, you saying, motherfucker, you really say, you ought to know that I ought not have to explain all this to your dumb ass. Ooh, that's what you're saying in your head. But what's coming out of your mouth is, you know, respect, you know? Just showing that respect. And a lot of times you'd be surprised how people will actually accommodate you if you lead with respect. So I don't know what happened in this situation, but I can guarantee you it was not worth the outcome. Y'all be careful out there, fam. No more talk.